Hey there, Slimers. Sean McCaffrey here. Today we're going to be discussing absolutely nothing. It's going to be super boring, and the light of God will be my friend. I hate that.
I'm just going to use the
We're using
episode 1 intro.
No!
again.
We should have done the thing they do in physics where it's like turns into a...
Yeah, sure. Anyway, alright, Mr. Stanford, welcome to the SlimeCast. We've been trying to get you here for quite a while. How you feeling about being here?
Earlier you had me in the cave and I was being dragged. I believe that you spiked some of my beverages that I had previously. It was quite a, how would I describe it on a podcast that is very irreputable?
Interesting, probably.
Threatening.
Sure. Alright, we
Traumatizing even.
Traumatizing, I see. You seem to be going through a bit of internal trauma right now, based on your current condition. You wouldn't happen to be of the disease-riddled vermin, would you?
The vermin part I think is subjective, but disease-riddled, you could accurately say that I'm pretty sick right now. I think I got Mr. Avery, our engineer, sick. Sound engineer.
Yeah, he can confirm he is quite literally infecting
right now,
the people in the studio.
You can't see him because he's not on camera, but let me just describe you for him. He's about 4'8". He has yellow hair. He's got one of those weird beards that's not quite... It looks like moss almost, but it's not thick enough to be moss. It just looks like a neck beard that's gone up. His nose is kind of like... It fell off when he was young. He was trying to sniff through like a mailbox that had a bullet hole in it. He lived in a bad neighborhood. It was pretty sharp, it cut off. And his neighbor kept it, actually. He still has it this day.
Keeping a souvenir. Interesting. So, speaking of souvenirs, do you have any souvenirs of the days with Dr. McDonald? He's not here anymore. Do you have any souvenirs?
My grades, they're still pretty bad from when he, gave me bad grades. Some would say that that's my fault.
I heard you failed an essay because you technically didn't write it.
Well, I submitted the first page, right? It's the...
Well, you see, I did it, but I didn't do it.
No, I did do it. I completed it fully, entirely. What is...
Don't pay attention to the bugs on the floor.
It's just like a mouse over there.
In the studio. We just got a budget increase because we got him to stop embezzling for at least an episode.
It's a reflection. I thought there was a mouse getting around on the ground.
Bro, stupid.
Okay, so what happened was I submitted, there was like an outline. I put that as the first page, alright? Entire page of spaces. I forgot. My formatting sucks. I didn't look over it twice because I submitted it 2 minutes before it was due. About 11:57 on a Sunday night. No, Monday night. I was up all day, and then I played CS:GO for 2 hours. That was the worst part, actually. That was way worse than failing. But he didn't scroll past page 2 and see the rest of my essay, so I got a 0. And then he talked to me about it for 5 minutes, and he's like, "I actually do read the essays. I don't know if you know that, but I take care in this class, and you're gonna fail. But if you try pretty hard later, you get a good grade on the presentation, then maybe you can get a C."
Interesting. Well, could you describe your feelings about Doctor being gone? Because, it was a bit of a roller coaster while he was around.
Yeah, he was a wild one, Not him. He actually just didn't care at all and didn't do anything. But everyone else around him was like a party in there. Cake was thrown.
There was a fight with the foods.
There was chess boxing several times.
Twice.
Apples.
There were many dick jokes?
Were shared. Yeah, there was a lot
dick joke
of dick jokes. Size was debated. Does it matter? We still don't know. You think that would be the one thing we would learn? If we spend a lot more time talking about that than physics.
That would make sense, but no. We don't do that here.
I don't know. It's kind of just overall, I don't even know how I feel.
So, Stanford, many in this building would classify you as a chemical weapons specialist due to your very numerous controversies regarding food-based items in the storage units, the milk locker. Can you explain what you've done with the milk locker?
The milk locker was not my creation, despite what these people might tell you. People.
Bro, taking away the human rights. Come on.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even have a nose. You have to have a nose to be human.
Fair. Alright.
Oh, big slime.
What do you mean?
You shook the whole desk.
I did it again.
Caused
I see.
A little
you
quake.
See, my existence, it causes tremors on occasion.
The milk locker.
Very large.
The milk locker, it's an interesting topic because there was a lot of creation of chemical weapons. And by that I think you mean taking a water bottle or similar vessel and then pouring as much sugar and fat from the school cafeteria as possible, sealing it for several weeks or months or potentially even a year if it stays sealed. During this time, bacteria, they produce methane by breaking down all of this fat and mostly sugar. And the yeast, also creates alcohol and carbon dioxide. It smells horrible, by the way. It builds up pressure. Then you open the bottle. Sometimes it's an English class, okay, I don't know. I wasn't there. I actually was, but not officially.
Yeah, it wasn't, not in the official report.
Can we roll a clip of the
yeah, can we get
pull
up the clip?
Jamie, roll the clip.
Jamie, roll the clip.
Yeah, Jamie, roll the clip.
Look at soy sauce.
Ayo, Fortnite.
Oh no, this has been like
What?
a month and 14 days.
Oh,
A month and a half. All right, here we go.
hold up.
Milk, ice cream, grandma bar, and grape.
Alright.
That was a pretty interesting
That
clip,
was a
right?
very interesting clip.
That was very funny.
There's a lot going on here, and after this moment in time, people, they, at first you smell it and you're like, oh, it smells bad, and then you realize,
and then you really smell it.
You start coughing, like physically coughing, not because haha it's funny, it smells bad, but because you're like, your brain is like, this is poison. Okay, stop breathing this, leave the area. It reminded me of that one chemical the U.S. government tried to produce is like a riot controlling thing, and they said that it smelled so bad it created a fight or flight reaction. It just, it reminded me of that. And after that, someone thought that people threw up in the hallway. I don't think they did.
Yeah, I don't recall there being any vomit in the hallways on this day. So I think it was mainly just the odor.
And it smelled so bad that they didn't teach class in that class after that, and the entire hallway smelled, like out to the end of the hallway.
Yeah, so basically you are what would be described as a domestic terrorist.
I'm not a domestic terrorist. Do not say that.
So, would you describe this...
the CIA will become our most faithful listeners if you say that.
Would you describe these bottles as a chemical weapon?
I don't think they're a chemical weapon. I think they're a biological weapon.
That is somehow worse. Okay, so on to the reoccurring question.
There's also the milk locker. I mean, the actual milk locker in the locker room.
Yeah.
I think that's since been retired. After
that has since been retired ever since the...
It was funny. We just took a bunch of milk and put it in a locker and let it sit for like an entire break of like a week and a half. We came back, oh my god, the thickener that was in the milk separated out and there was just a brown mass like floating on top of it. It looked so gross and it smelled it was actually a lot better than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we had bags too.
Yeah.
Put some solids in there, let mold grow.
Mm-hmm. So onto the reoccurring question that shows up, every episode or two. So if you were given a $20 Home Depot gift card, what would you buy to commit the crime of murder?
I created this question. Actually, I feel like I should mention that. Well, you know, but they don't know. If I had $20,
you will not be credited in the description for this.
No, not in the description.
Or at all. We're cutting that piece out.
Jamie, can we add this clip back in?
No, actually.
Oh, dude, Jamie says no.
Sorry about that. He's on break.
$20 is not a lot. I said 200 originally, but I guess that gives you kind of a lot of freedom. Maybe I can ask the employee, do you have any extra nail guns in the back? While he's distracted, I take all of the money from the cash register, move to the next cash register, and then I can buy whatever I want.
So your goal is to rob the place and then get a bigger ticket item?
Yeah. Well, I mean, $20 isn't a lot. I probably would have already moved a nail gun and air compressor over there. Find some way to get like a backpack, put the air compressor in there, compress a bunch of air, put the tank in there. It weighs a lot, by the way, but, you know.
This is a more intricate answer than our first.
And then you,
Yeah, this is definitely
you
a lot
depress,
better than
there's a
the
front
previous
tab that
episode.
has to be pushed down in order for you to be able to shoot nails. I would get like a wrench or something, push that down, and then boop, 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 boop. One murder, or just like as many as possible?
It's up to you.
I don't know.
All right.
I feel like I could do whatever with that, but
The possibilities for this question are basically endless. That's
yeah, but
why we have
I feel like that's a flaw of the question.
No, what are you talking about? There are no flaws.
Well,
in this
because there's no goal.
Bro think there are flaws in his own creations, for real.
Well, now you'll credit me. That's why I criticized it.
Yeah. All right. So, after the recurring question, we usually have what we like to call the kooky character segment.
Is that what we're calling it officially?
That's what we're calling it officially, the kooky character segment.
Kooky character section.
Yeah, the kooky character segment, where we talk about the goofy, crazy, or otherwise abnormal individuals in our everyday life. Do you have any...
In my life?
Yeah, do you have any kooky
Currently?
characters?
Well,
Yeah, kooky
not
characters.
currently, but my neighbors, I guess.
What do they do?
A tree fell into our yard, and in like a day they were like on us, yelling at us to clean it up. But a tree fell on. Wait, what am I thinking?
Bro don't even know his own stuff.
Our
Or
tree
dying.
fell on their fence and crashed into their yard, and they're like, clean this up, get rid of all this. So it became a giant. It's a giant, like 40-foot tall tree. Can't clean it up in a day. So my dad got the chainsaw out, cut it up, blah 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 blah. Bunch of stuff happens. They're always screaming at each other, by the way.
They're
Like,
very
I heard-
loud.
My mom joked that it was like, not my mom. It was unknown individual number 3. They were like, it's 2 guys and their parole officer, which I think is kind of accurate. 'Cause
Yes, this unknown individual is clearly knowing what they're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do you-
definitely.
Like one lady screamed, "Change your behavior." They like scared away the last contractor working on their house.
Do you have any opinions on anyone in the school specifically?
In the school. I feel like I should not reveal my opinions of anyone in the school because
We
I
will
could...
hide whoever you're talking about. Don't worry about
Oh, okay. I guess
Yeah.
if you want to do that much
it.
editing.
It is completely confidential.
we did it last time.
You already talked about the last one you talked about, so I don't Doc
We got Doc.
no Doc
Oh, that doctor.
I don't know if you can talk about that.
We can talk about that doctor a little bit. We're gonna have to take a little creative liberties. but-
Large creative liberty.
Yeah. So, what's your opinion on Doctor?
Doc
I heard he lived near you for some time.
he did not live near me.
Oh, never mind. That was someone else. Then.
That is a false rumor. Okay.
False rumor.
Do you have any personal gripes with him, or
I don't know. He kept toilet paper in his van, just like
Okay.
Did he ever
most of the
ask-
roll was used, but he jammed it together and shoved it in a little thing. And it was next to the glove box. It was just like an opening for pencils or whatever.
Did he ever ask you to get in his van?
Twice.
And did you comply?
He drove me home. Yeah.
So he knows where you live.
I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you probably should have thought about that.
And he was there a third time picking up some beehives.
I see. Okay, so Mr. Stanford, what would you like to do for the future since that time is rapidly approaching?
The future? What do you mean
Yeah,
by the future?
your future. What do you want to do
career
for your
path?
future? Any careers?
I guess engineering,
Engineering? Yeah, why?
because I want to make things and a lot of money. Money is important.
Any like specific
Specific stuff.
engineer
Maybe
department?
aerospace, but I'm not going to get an aerospace degree because it doesn't make any sense to do that. You just get mechanical engineering degree and then take aerospace courses. So instead of having like 60 jobs you can do, you have like the access to all the mechanical engineering jobs as well,
Yeah. All right then.
which there's a ton.
That does seem like an option that you could take.
Or maybe
yes.
electrical engineering.
All right then.
Planes are pretty cool.
So,
Circuits.
did you have any particular reason for why you chose this path besides everything that you just listed? Like, was there some sort of inspiration earlier in your life?
Money.
Money. You were always inspired by the money.
Yeah, I was pretty much always...
Understandable. Would you consider yourself a money whore?
I would not say that, but I think in my brain, I'm just always like, if I have X amount of money, I could do this. I'm like, oh, if I have $1.9 million, I could buy a tank from auction.
Oh, yeah,
If I have like $800,000, I could buy like a bunch of Cheetos, stack them up in like a big, I don't know, put them in a pool, fill an empty pool with Cheetos,
Oh, yeah.
jump in it, die, probably.
Probably, yeah. That was what would likely be happening. Okay, so we asked
800,000 is a lot.
the last guest about this, but since April 14th has already passed, I gotta know. Were you in on the bank robbery, and if so, did you have anything to do with the planning?
I was not associated with any bank robbery.
Are you sure? No.
I'm pretty sure.
Not like any organization planning, like nothing,
I've
nothing
never
at all.
planned a bank robbery. I don't think I'd be very good at that.
All right, well, we can put that to the test.
I'm not at
You
liberty to
have
say.
many hours on the game Payday 2?
I have an unfortunate amount of hours on the video game Payday 2.
So, would you say that your skills in the game Payday 2 would translate to real life in any capacity?
I think that my skills in the game Payday 2, frankly, do not exist. So, yes.
I see. All right, well then, would you consider yourself an aspiring businessman? I hear you have a number of business ideas that you continue to pitch to us regularly.
Very stupid
outside
business
the-
ideas.
Off camera.
business
The one
idea.
you just pitched in physics earlier. Again. Would you like to expand on that?
Okay,
for
so the
viewers?
plan, we were going to buy a hot tub. Not a used one, a new one. We were going to put a bunch of milk in it and make cheese curds because they get up to the right temperature to make cheese curds. And then you get like an engine lift because it's going to be like 800 pounds of cheese and like a net and get all the cheese curds out. And then you could sell the rest as skim milk if you pasteurize it. And instead of using an industrial machine, you could use a hot tub.
I see. Is there anything else? I do distinctly remember several of them. You do often mention warehouses.
Warehouses,
yeah,
yes,
the
yes.
various warehouses.
They have a lot of
warehouse-related
potential.
businesses.
One involved, to put it very, like, boldly, a bunch of homeless people fighting to the death for a house that would then be taken from them because they can't afford the taxes on it.
Yes, of course. Did you have any idea how you would create this death pit?
Well, that would be hard. You just have to have, like, a fenced-in area and some, like, living areas for them,
Mm-hmm. All right.
you know?
All right.
Was this death fighting pit?
We could sell tickets for seats and have cameras to record it for TV, pretend it's a movie, but actually it's real.
Okay.
I see. All right. So you have all these crazy businesses, but have you considered anything more realistic, perhaps? Just starting out, perhaps like a taco truck, for example.
I thought of repairing computers, broken computers off of eBay, like a laptop or something, then reselling it.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping computers?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you get an expensive gaming computer, it's like $1,000. Someone's selling it broken for 100, 200, maybe $4, and then you repair it, and it's a ton more money. And if you can't, you get extra parts for the rest that you might repair, or just a hard drive or something.
Yeah. All right then. All right then. Now, one of these more exotic businesses that you would often pitch earlier in the day consisted of stealing people's septic tanks and selling them.
That is
to
one of the more
someone.
realistic ideas, I would say.
Is it? Is it really? How do you plan on getting
Okay,
these septic tanks?
I mean,
first and
the
foremost?
market for that kind of...
The market is there, but like the attainability is not.
Alright, here's the plan.
How do you plan on getting it? Go
You
on, tell me.
scope out a famous person, a celebrity, Danny DeVito. Okay, everybody loves Danny DeVito. He has like a summer house, right? It'd be low security because he's never there. And in the off season, they definitely wouldn't be there. They just have like house sitters or something. You get some people to like blah, 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 deal with them. Okay.
How would you deal with them?
I don't know, shoot them or take them hostage or whatever. Then you get
would kill people for Danny
a
DeVito's
septic tank pumping truck, pull it in, suck out all their septic, drive down to Tijuana, Mexico, hide out, buy some tacos, put it up on eBay. Danny DeVito septic tank. You're telling me someone wouldn't buy that?
How could you verify that it is indeed from?
What if they just found you on eBay and arrested you for stealing
Well,
Danny DeVito's septic tank?
The
Did you ever
great
think of that?
thing is that there would be tons of publicity because they'd be like, Danny DeVito's summer house got broken into. At the same time that we're about to sell it, we call a news station and we're like, his house got broken into. They stole nothing but his septic. We use that as marketing. We have our product. It has a market, and then someone will buy it.
Okay, but if you have the septic tank, what's stopping whoever's buying it from just being an undercover cop or something and arresting you?
We accept Bitcoin.
Okay, and how does that change anything?
Maybe we could put it on like a shipping freighter or something, and then hide it among all the like thousands that go around the world. Say it's like potatoes or something, like Lord of War. You just hide it, and then when somebody says they need it, it's already on the shipping freight. Tell them to turn around, or make the potatoes go somewhere else.
Okay then, all right. I suppose that could work in some hypothetical scenario. Sure.
You thought I was planning a bank robbery and I can't even steal a septic tank.
Hey, come on, man. We gotta know. We need to know the truth about Stanford.
Do you have any experience in like plumbing or septic
septic
business, so you would know
Well,
how to do that?
You just need to... Okay, there's a cap on top of it. You take that off. The truck has a hose. You put the hose in the hole. You turn on the sucker. It sucks it up. You close the top. You leave the tank open because that leads to more publicity. It's obvious that they stole their septic. Maybe you leave a little trail so it's extra obvious, and then you get a nice photo for the press.
And they just find you and arrest you.
No, not
And
a
then we're
trail
back
out of
to
the
the previous
house, but like
problem.
across the yard. There's just a trail of septic, so that you can get a nice panoramic shot for the cameras.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
It'd be funny if you're like taking someone hostage and like they're trying to call the cops and they're like, "No, you called Channel 9. We're stealing Danny DeVito's septic tank and selling it."
All right then. So do you have a? We mentioned Payday 2 earlier. Do you have a favorite game? Does it happen to be Payday 2, or what would it be?
I don't know.
Thank you.
I know your most played game is I think Gary's Mod.
Unfortunately, yes.
No.
Most of the time is AFK.
You have at least 1,000 hours on that video.
It's like 1,200 something.
That's bro, dude. Like, I have another question for you. Actually, have you heard the legend of this mystical plant? It's just
Grass.
so cool. Yeah, it's grass.
Wow.
It's literally
grass.
just grass.
Mm-hmm. Most of those hours were like a couple of years ago. We all have a lot of hours on Gmod. I think the second most I have is Siege, but I don't really like that game. And then Fallout New Vegas, I guess. It's the third most.
Alright. So, how do you feel about the allegations towards notorious goober J Money?
The allegations? I believe in the allegations, honestly. I mean, the way he talks, he says things that people who those allegations have been proven to be true against.
You've been in contact with Mr. Barry?
I've talked to Mr. Barry several times.
I see. How do you feel about the work that he's done overall? Besides the
work, like
whole
his
thing?
his art.
Yeah, his art, his craft, if you will.
I think, honestly, even though I have been involved in the production of several of his artworks, They're pretty bad. I mean, he refuses to put effort in. I understand making a bad song or a bad piece of art,
I see.
but he just doesn't try. It's like, what's the guy that, like... Never mind.
Little Xan.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's in the rap game for just the thug life image and not to, like, actually perfect his craft and make money.
I mean, if he was in the thug life image type of thing, he'd be constantly saying, no, I don't do gambling, that's immoral. No, I don't do adultery, that's immoral.
It's Christian rap.
Christian rap.
True.
Does he rap for Jesus?
He raps for Jesus.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
We are actually bringing him on the podcast.
We will be
next
attempting
week.
to.
I gotta be there for that. Maybe I don't want to because
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. As an insider, things could get ugly. So, yeah, just in case, maybe watch from behind this glass that shows the screen in front of us.
yeah, maybe. Port Slime,
Yeah. This is Port Slime, actually.
Mr. Port Slime. Okay.
It,
Was your descendants mistakenly documented as Port's Line at Ellis Island instead of Port Slime?
yes, actually, that was a horrible, horrible mistake, and I had to have it rectified very, very quickly.
How did you rectify this when your name is currently Mr. Port's Line?
It's a work in progress.
You have not had it rectified, though. You said past tense, rectified.
I'm having it rectified. It's a work in progress. Do not question me. I will be the one asking questions here.
All right. Well,
Do you have like anything you want to promote before we go?
Promote?
Yeah, like
Like
social media
products.
or like products. Yeah. Like your business, your social media.
Like
whatever.
the sponsor of today's episode?
This episode of the SlimeCast is brought to you by Lockheed Martin. Have you ever wanted to build a bomb or any kind of weapon of war? Well, use the code BIGSLIME in the link in the description to get 15% off your first order.
It's a product from Thailand. It's called Depression.
depression. Why does depression stem from Thailand?
They produce it there.
They produce it there.
Well, they don't produce it, but the company who makes it's from there.
Mm.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you just have like anything in general you'd like to say before we sign off for today?
Hi there. Would you like to sign my petition?
Well, what is your petition for?
It's a good idea. I should make a petition.
Bro, think it. He don't even got a petition,
I don't
and
know.
he's asking for signatures.
Would you like to sign my...
It's a noble goal.
I assure you, it is
Yeah.
the most noble goal.
We're trying to get Clorox Bleach sports drink available for children under 3 so they can drink it. They have rights
yeah.
too.
Yeah, they do. We need to get more people drinking Clorox sports drink. It's very good for you. Energizes you, boosts you right up.
You know, it just gets you up to the level. Woo!
It sure does.
That's you after you drink Clorox
Bro,
sports drink.
literally popping.
Or maybe more accurately, it's kind of just...
All right, I think that's all for today, folks.
Stanford fell down. Yeah. All right. Well, that will be all for today's podcast. Thank you for listening and enjoying this experience that we are providing for you. Mr. Stanford, would you like to stand up? Please get off the floor and do a goodbye on your end.
I like the floor.
I'm sure you do.
All right.
You fucking freak. All right. Get this man out of here.